Because you know I'm all about that bass, got that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass. All right, so just a little reminder about last night's class, because I think I'm funny. All right, I'm going to take the video off so I can go through all of the pieces that you need to know for this week. I put a clean copy of the template here in week 5, and I also emailed it to you. And I also cleaned up the copy for the original link. For whoever did AJ's, I also made sure to save yours, so I sent the link to it in the email I sent out. Last night, just some of the resources. Here's the link to the bell ringers we went over last night. Remember, this is this is a really good, there we go, website for you to teach your students very quickly in between different activities or whatever. You can use these bell ringers to, here we go, you can see bell ringers, transition bell ringers, self-awareness, they have disability awareness, they have post-secondary goals, they have self-directed IEPs, so you can start helping students get ready to participate in their IEP. And so anyway, there's a lot of different questions. A lot of the self-directed IEPs are around advocacy and everything. So this is just a good resource. Wanted to make sure that you all had. I gave you the little articles that were supposed to be a little bit humorous, but also useful on the different types of teachers and remembering to stay away from the toxic people who might be around. And then also making sure that you have clear communication. So the IEP communication do's and don'ts is listed there. And then let's go through here. Just a few different reminders. So that's the stress and reduction. That on April 4th is when you have to have all of your assessments finished. So that includes the Woodcock-Johnson and the 10 subtests of the criterion referenced tests. But next time we meet, which is on March 14th, you'll actually be telling Professor Talbot and I about what type of what your plan is for getting those 10 subtests. So please come ready to share. Reliability, we talked about how we increase the reliability of your assessment report by using these different reliability types of reliability, types of things that you can do to increase reliability, like checking with others for inter-rater reliability and cross-referencing, so using more than one form to assess skills. We talked about validity and how your validity is, you can, we talked about the difference between reliability and validity, but validity is making sure that you're actually measuring, your measure is actually measuring what it's supposed to measure. And so this is really, when you're thinking about your criterion referenced assessments, if you are concerned about, for example, I know I keep using this example, but fractions, then you're actually finding good assessments that look at fractions. There's the brain break. And then we got into the Woodcock-Johnson. Remember, you always have to find the basal before you move on with the assessment. That helps you make sure that you're not over-testing the student, and it also ensures that the normed reference scores are correct. And then once you hit the ceiling, then that's when you stop. We went over, we started out with test 8, and we learned about the continuation rule. So that was if in story 1 and story 2, then they scored a certain amount, then you continue or you go back, or you discontinue if they finish all of those. So just remember those types of things, and then this is the types of errors that they had. And so let's see, we've got the basal and the qualitative analysis that you have. I'm sorry about the noise in the background. Anyway, we did the reading, the number matrices, and the editing. And then we had all of the last in the extended practice. Next week, we'll talk about interpreting scores and we'll take a little assessment. For this week, you need to read Chapter 7 and the culturally responsive assessment, which is attached or should be attached. I don't see it attached, so I will attach it right now to this week's file. And then the activities that you're going to be doing is really thinking about, is there anyone else that you need to interview to really get to know this student? And also because these assessment reports allow others to get to know the student. So is there anybody else that might be useful there? Or if your case study's changed, who do you now need to interview? What's your plan for the criterion referenced assessment? So you're going to be bringing that in, and we'll be meeting with you all individually to talk about that. You're going to start assessing your learner. You might have started today or even last week if it was a criterion referenced. And then you're going to look at into whether you need to resubmit any of your work. Remember, you can get 9 out of 10 if you turn in everything and it's all correct. So I will make sure to add that the reading here, and so that you are able to do that. Have a wonderful week off of school, and I will see you on the 14th. Thank you.